What's going on, everybody, to the show of the show. And you know what? We're here to talk about, yet again, another camping trip that goes horribly wrong. Right, Tetha?
Right.
And with us is, you may know him as, well, a couple things, really. A musician, an actor, sound designer, I think it is, or sound producer, maybe.
Yeah.
But
that was maybe on the movie.
Know him as the Kidnapper and Vinny Blades from Cherokee Creek. So this is Billy Blair, everybody. Welcome, Billy.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Hey, you're very welcome. But yeah, so was I saying that right? Sound designer, sound producer? I forget which one it is right now.
Okay, yeah, they got me on that on the IMDb. I was only like sound designer when I worked with Todd. Because that movie that for Cherokee Creek, because Cherokee Creek, we were pretty much a 2-man, 3-man team. You know, we didn't have like a big budget, and we didn't have a big crew to do that movie. So, you know, and a lot of people. It's funny because see, a lot of people that were supposed to be on board that have that title for their profession didn't want to do it because they were just weird about the whole script and the idea, and they didn't want to touch it. It was like, you kidding me? So, you know, it's just like, all right, well, you know, we'll just do it ourselves. We'll figure it out. So he had me do it like whenever I was not in front of the camera, I was doing sound. If that makes any sense.
No, that makes complete sense.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, you know, I was doing that, and I was doing some of the casting and location. You know, when you do your own stuff, you know, you pretty much got to do everything. If you can't, I guess, afford getting the team together, or simply, like I was saying, nobody want to touch the project, which was just mind blowing. It's just like, really, you know, you guys are filmmakers and stuff like that, but you don't want to touch this film because we got tits, ass, and a dick and whatnot. You know, it's just like, dude, it's a movie. A lot of movies got that shit.
That's true, but a lot of people aren't comfortable with that, I guess. I mean, I don't know. We were just actually talking to somebody else the other day. Yeah. Excuse me, that was having a captain call problem themselves, and I mean, they're just like full of sexual scenes and stuff, and it's just like nobody wanted to be part of it. So it's just like, what? So
yeah, the and I totally get it. Yeah, something like that. Like if I were to be cast on, I mean, I would like simply like, let me see what you've done. You know, what am I getting myself into? You know, because you never know. They might be fucking porno makers. I don't know. But with mine and Todd's background, I mean, I think we got a pretty solid resume to at least let people know, all right, you know, we're at least going to get into it's going to be a risque kind of film, but it's a legit film. But going on top of that, the most complicated characters to cast on the film were the strippers, and I don't know if you guys talked to Todd about that, but none of the actresses that were like legitimate actresses that work over here in Dallas wanted to touch that. They're like, oh, no, we can't do that. Even though they always hit us up all the time. Hey, do you have anything, you know, hit me up. I would love to work with you. Okay. Well, here you go. We got a couple of characters for you. They're strippers. There's sex scenes. You got to show skin, but, you know, there's a lot of hills and valleys you can use. And they're like, no, I can't do that. All right, well, then don't hit me up for work. But we ended up getting real strippers for the scene and just directed them very well. And I think they did pretty well.
Oh yeah, it's a fun, campy '80s raunchy horror film, which Todd put it, and I believe you also put it too. And to also touch on what you were mentioning about if we asked Todd, I'm trying to remember because we did talk to Todd, and I think he did say something about having a difficulty with the cast. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, that was back in January, too, and I just remember asking him a lot, but I think the main focus at the time was also the Amazon issue that you guys were having with the film, so...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a never-ending situation. It's from shooting the film, and then after you get it done, you're like, all right, cool, we got it, let's get it out there. Oh, wait, we got another problem. Amazon. They're offended by it.
Yep.
There's always problems.
Oh, yeah, there's always a problem. And it was really quite interesting when it did come up on Amazon. I know right away that the kidnapper scenes were gone, both at the beginning and the ending. And I'm just like, huh. And that was the problem.
We thought that was a problem. And it's funny because it's like, well, we took it out, and then we submitted it back to Amazon, and next thing you know, it's up on Amazon. And we're like, well, I guess that was the problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. But they never did specify of what exactly was the problem.
Oh, no, they never said anything to anybody,
no?
Really. So, I mean, you guys were definitely not alone with that problem. And when I was even researching this issue with Amazon myself, everybody kept saying, they kept getting an email that just clearly said it's just offensive content, and that's the reason why it was pulled once you or whoever contacted Amazon asking what the hell is going on. So, and that's really the only answer they would get. And I've heard of some stupid ones, so, I mean, whatever. I don't know. I don't know how Amazon works. I just know Amazon is getting a little bit too crazy, I think, with what they're trying to censor.
Well, it's just like everything else with high tech and everything. They just, they get to that, they're at that plateau where it's like, they're just going to give you this, whatever they say, like that email, like, we just find your movie offensive, and then that's it. They're going they don't feel like they have to say anything else. So
right.
It's like, okay, whatever. But, it's something you just got to work with, I guess, Just okay, let's just take this out, and maybe that'd be the problem. And sure enough, it was, I guess.
Yeah, which seemed to be really one of the coolest parts about your guys' film too, with the kidnapper stuff. Anyway, and Todd mentioning you guys were recording different things for different outlets. So, like, you guys had your own digital version, intro, outro. You guys made one specifically for your Blu-ray release.
The cool one that we had was when we did the premiere at the theater here in Dallas, which was sold out, by the way. It was great. Like two nights we premiered it. They sold out. And what was cool is that you get the surround sound inside the theater, of course. So that one was really cool because Todd did a little trick on with the surround sound, like panning it to the left, panning to the right. And you can hear it, the magic in the theater, and everybody was laughing. That was cool. I wish you could have experienced that one.
Yeah, it sounded like it. Todd was mentioning that premiere really good, how much it came out to be very good, great feedback and everything, and then it seemed to kind of go to hell after you guys actually physically came out on the digital platform, which is odd enough, but
the other issues that we're having with like Amazon and high tech again is and especially when you're solely independent, is that they hide you from being searched, like if somebody's typing in horror comedy, and a bunch of movies are going to pop up. Like, oh, these are all horror comedies. Well, ours doesn't pop up. Even if you put in Bigfoot, it doesn't pop up. So it's just like, why not? You would have to specifically write in Cherokee Creek. But we're guessing that since we didn't go with a distribution company, we just went all independent. That could be it. I mean, that's our guess. But it's ridiculous when our movie doesn't pop up as horror comedy or Bigfoot movies.
That right there answered the other film that we actually got a chance to talk with 6 people of one day. And, when I went to go search for it, so I could find like the link to add it to the episode description, I couldn't find it on Amazon. So you mentioning hiding the film is probably what was actually going on with this other film that we watched and talked with 6 people too about. So, which is very interesting, because I was wondering if they were hiding it, and clearly it seems like they are, especially now it seems like with your film, which I'm trying to figure out why they would even hide the other film. I mean, if they're trying to hide your guys' film, it's probably because of all the naked scenes and stuff, I guess. If I had to guess, I don't know. I don't know how Amazon works, why they would do it, but in this case, it probably is what you're saying, because you're going in all independently. Maybe that could very well be the case, but I really do not know.
Well, what we were thinking is like, okay, well, just like everything else, everybody, like high-tech companies they go buddies with a smaller company and say, hey, only show our movies. It's that kind of thing where they both rub their balls together. I don't know. And anybody else that's not part of the system, you're going to get fucked. That's our guess. It's like a mafia thing.
Well, isn't your film like a mafia production or something too?
Yeah, right. We're hoping that we'll say, hey, we're movie mafia production. That hey, we're part of the mafia too. But no, that didn't work.
Oh, geez. Well, if that's the case, all hands on deck. But
but that's our guess, man. It's just we're not part of the system. It's like also like SAG. Good example, like SAG film. If you're with the union, you get treated just like all of them, and it's like a family of that. But if you branch away from that and do your own thing, then they look at you like, oh, how dare you, and don't touch that because they're not union. You know what I mean? That's kind of mafia type. So we're thinking the same way as us, since we didn't go with a distribution company. It's like they're gonna say, don't bother with them. They're just independent. They didn't go with anybody. So, we get left in the dark.
Well, it's funny because, I just typed in your film for Amazon right now as you were just talking about it, and I found your film just like that by typing in Cherokee Creek. Yeah, and then the other film that I'm mentioning, I haven't said the name yet, but it's called Morte Tales of Horror, and it's like an anthology film. And I just literally just typed it into Amazon, and I cannot find that one at all. I have to go back to my order history just to find it.
Oh, and they're independent company as well?
Correct.
So they were having the same issues that we were.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't even know if they even know that their film is hidden, or if they do, I'm wondering how they're promoting it even more, to try to find it on Amazon. I know they recently just put their film on Tubi TV.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why Amazon is hiding specific thing, but I don't know. Like you said, we're not part of the system.
Yeah, it's kind of like the small indie filmmakers. It's like a, how could I say it? What's the word? Like a prejudice almost. I can't think of the word because my brain's fried. Anyways, but it's like, they just shine you away. Say, they just throw you on the side. You're nothing. You're not really a filmmaker or whatever.
Right.
They're gonna do that. Yeah. See, with us, the cool thing with us, and I give all the credit to Todd. I mean, he's an amazing, what do you call it, promoter. He does his research, but then again, he's been there and done that. That's why we didn't go with a distribution company, because we had films that went in the hands of distribution companies, and we got fucked. We didn't see a dime of that. Nonetheless, any information of the sales or where it's going or what platform it's on, any of that shit. So when Amazon first agreed that they were going to take it, and then Christmas Day came, because we wanted to release on Christmas Day, and it wasn't there, and it wasn't there on this day 2 or day 3, we're like, all right. Then I saw the opportunity, like, all right, we're going to call these motherfuckers out, and it's going to be great on our part, because that's bullshit. So let's call them out. And we hyped it up, and all the horror sites picked up on that. All the fans picked up on it, and it was cool. Went by storm online, on social media. People were like, why did Amazon ban Cherokee Creek? What's offensive about it? If iTunes got it, and Voodoo and Google Play, why not Amazon? And so it was like, it was a talked about thing on social media. It was badass. And then bam, lo and behold, we finally get it on there a month later. It was fun. It was stressful and fun at the same time.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I know Todd was going through a hell of a time trying to figure out what's going on, and like,
well, he's the main guy. That's his baby. He's like I said, he directed it,
wrote, and did everything. He said it.
Correction, sound. He did everything on that.
Yep.
So he was living and breathing that thing 24/7. I mean, every time I talked to the guy, man, I had panic attacks because he was having a panic attack, and it was like, dude, no, you're freaking me out. Fuck. But I'm part of the team too. I put in my 2 cents on the writing, and I produced it, and it was our thing together.
Well, that's good.
So,
now,
but yeah.
So I know you're in a lot of stuff there, Billy, and there's actually a few films that I recognize you in, and I'm just trying to remember your role in them, just because of just like, really, he was in that? Like, I'm trying to remember. And you have some upcoming interesting projects in the works too, which one being the 3 from Hell. So
yeah,
that must have been a blessing.
Yeah, if you've been following Rob Zombie, we got like 48 hours to the trailer to be released. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what movies I've been in. I've been in the character role guy, which is cool, I guess. They always say, "Oh, you're that one guy from that one movie," and they try to figure it out. But at least they kind of remember. But I got to give all my my thanks to Robert Rodriguez, because of him, he put me on the map with Machete. That's where it started.
Yeah, that's where.
Then he brought me on Machete Kills, and then he put me in Sin City, A Day in the Kill Floor, and then he put me in his new one, James Cameron and Robert's movie, Alita Battle Angel.
Yeah, I'm like looking at your big list right now, and like I've seen you in Machete, of course. I've also somehow seen you in the Heroine. I think I'm pronouncing that
Yeah,
right.
the Heroine. Yeah, yeah. John Keys and Matthew Tompkins.
Yeah, you were playing as Clive. I'm trying to remember who Clive was in that movie. To be honest, it's just like, oh crap, who was that again?
Well, they made me look like some sort of creature. You know, I had a mask on, and then I had like these white. They whited out my eyes.
Oh,
Well, that's probably why we didn't see
that
him.
is exactly why.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
hidden.
I was like in a surgical kind of outfit, but they had a mask on me. Now keep in mind, when I can't say a whole lot about Three from Hell, but when Three from Hell comes out, again, no one's not going to recognize me, but it's going to be me. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well,
yeah, so I can't say anything about it, but when it does come out, then I could say, okay, well, that's me.
well, if that's the case, then maybe we can have you on to talk more of the Three from Hell later on down the future.
Oh, yeah.
If you'd like.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that, especially after when it's released, when I can talk more about it.
Definitely. And so, how was acting for your role in Cherokee Creek anyway? Because like Tessa and I noticed, like with you being the Vinny Blades guy, you were pretty known for one of the movies, I guess, that was mentioned in the film, which I just drawing a brain fart on me anyway. But anyway, the idea that I find it funny is like, this is the guy that like he doesn't care if he talks to women and has to like sign their boobs, whatever. But then when it comes to that one guy, the friend anyway, like get your autograph and your picture, you're just like doing like a line at the autograph, and then the picture comes and you're just, all right, you got it. It's just like you walk away. No.
Well,
he charged them too.
Yeah, charged them.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. This is how we were able to come up with that story. A lot of the scenarios in that movie are actually like true events that happened to either us or people that we know, and we thought it was so funny that we could put it in a movie. That was the brilliant side of Todd's writing, putting it together. So, like it's like like that is us. You know, it's almost like a true story of us, but in a Bigfoot movie. If that makes any sense. The scene, I don't know if you remember the scene, the squirter scene, when we're talking in the van, and I go, hey, what's the hottest thing that you ever done with a chick? And then he's explaining to me about getting blowjob from work. Well, that actually happened to him at one of his employment places that he worked at. So he put that together, and then I talked about I was with a squirter last night. I don't know if you remember that in the movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that really happened. I remember, except Todd, what he does for a living, he tapes auditions for actors. So he does mine. So one day I showed up, and then as he's getting the camera ready, I go, guess what, dude? I was with a squirter last night.
Oh, geez.
And he goes, I'm putting that in the movie, if you don't mind. I go, no, man. So a lot of that was real. And then the scene where I charged the guy, Chad is the character, $40 for a pic and an autograph. Well, every once in a while, like actors do that when they do the horror conventions or the Comic-Con conventions, they charge for pics and headshots. And so I do that every now and then. When they have me on board, and I normally charge $20. So I remember one time I was at it was at Texas Frightmare after party, and we're upstairs, and these guys had these toy machetes, and they wanted me to sign it because of machete. And I said, yeah, $20 each. So they paid me, and I signed it. So that went in the movie.
Gotcha.
Did I leave?
Jeez,
What's that?
I said, geez, I mean, it's really, I don't even know if Todd even explained any of that, really, like, that some of these were actually based on true stuff, but, so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
so,
like the main character, him getting married, that whole incident with her being, strict about him not to go to titty bars and, drink and all that stuff. That was a true story from one of his friends. So he put all that together. Everything's pretty much like a actual scenario of somebody he knew. That was the only way. Here's the thing. We wanted to do a Bigfoot movie because we were in a Bigfoot movie together. That's when we first met, and he was all excited about it. This was years ago. It was called Bigfoot Wars, and it sucked so bad. It came out as a big disappointment. It had that what the fuck's his name? C. Thomas Howell or something like that. Am I saying it right? Anyways,
I think so.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of '80s movies. C. Thomas Howell or something like that. Anyways, so. The whole time he was like, man, we got to do a Bigfoot movie. And then I go, well, let's do it. And he goes, we got to get a writer. So we've been trying to get writers during that time, and it was miserable. I mean, it was horrible because we would get one and then they flake, and we get another one and something happened. They flaked and they had a problem, some sort of issue. And I said, you know what it's going to boil down to? You have to write it yourself. You just got to do it. So that's when all the ideas like, wow, I'll just write a story about the bachelor party because, I was telling you about his friend that, was about to get married and he was going to have a bachelor party, and his wife or fiance was strict on him having a bachelor party, but then she would go and do her thing, go to Dick Blair and, all that was true. And then he had a friend that was atheist and talked about, things that only he believed in, and he was a dick about it. That was true. Me being in a movie, and his stories were true. And then, you just throw a Bigfoot in there, and then you got a Bigfoot movie.
Even the guy that was driving the van? That was based on somebody.
Oh, yeah. His nephew. Yeah. That was based out of his actual nephew. Todd's nephew.
Wow.
He was that type of guy. It was crazy. The kidnapping thing, no. That wasn't okay, so there was some fiction. So the kidnapping thing, that was just say, hey, why not have a couple of guys kidnap their friend, and then take him to his favorite spot, which the Bigfoot was spotted, and that was Cherokee Creek. That was made up. And the strippers, you got to throw strippers in there.
Of course.
and then Todd so eagerly wanted to show his cock. He goes, man, everyone's showing their cock, so I'll show mine. All right, go for it. He's talking about in movies, like now you see cock in movies, a lot of movies. like an equal opportunity kind of thing, you know. We always see girls, we don't see guys, so now we're going to see the guy. and I could have swore that I was going to show mine too. I was like, fuck it, I'll show mine. But during that scene, those girls, man, I'm telling you, man, they were a pain in the asses. So the girl that I was with gave us a hard time during that whole day, that whole shoot. I mean, look, she was a real stripper, you know. She wasn't a professional actress, so we had to deal with their fucking, you know, drama, whatever they brought to the table. So she wouldn't show up. Todd's on the phone, like, God damn it, you're supposed to be here, blah blah blah. And you know, we had to, like, all right, look, I'll bump up your pay if you get your fucking ass over here right now. Finally, she shows up after she had a few drinks too. She was a little tipsy. Like, God damn it, okay. This was like over an hour, maybe 2 hours. It was ridiculous. So she shows up, and then she's giving us a hard time. Yeah. And it's funny because you could see it on the scene where I bend her over the tree trunk, and she rolls her eyes. You could see it, like you know, because I wanted her to take her top off. And she rolled her eyes, and okay, and you could actually see that, and that's what we were dealing with. But
man,
no one's ever said anything about it. They just thought it was part of the movie. But it's like, nah, she's rolling her eyes because she was aggravated. She was just being a bitch. Even though we had said, look, this is what you're coming into. They even signed a contract. You're going to show nudity. You're going to do this, and you're getting paid this much. It was all professionally done. Plus, we had, you know, female on set, you know, because we wanted to make sure everybody was comfortable. We did everything professionally. So, her coming in, giving us a hard time, pissed me off. I said, fuck it, I'm not showing my dick. Let's just get the scene over with. Yeah, me and Todd were like having it. We almost threw down. I'm telling you. I remember I kept telling him, like, "What next, Mr. Director?" we're in a bad mood, man. I'm telling you. And he's all, "Well, fuck her. That's what you got to do." Okay, well, start rolling. Oh my God! Well, because it was a sex scene, my sex scene. So.
Right.
But it wasn't easy, man. That was a difficult day.
Just for like I might be over exaggerating this, but just for a 5-minute scene, and it takes like more than probably an hour just to do. Jeez,
It took all night. It took all night because
oh my God,
he wouldn't show up. I don't want to talk bad about anybody, I don't.
No,
but it's a story to tell, and she gives a hard time, even though we all agreed you got to be here this day. These are your shoot days, and you got to be professional about it. Don't not answer your phone call or not show up, and then on top of that, you won't answer your phone call when we're calling you or call us back until we say, okay, we're gonna bump up the pay. Just get your ass Just get your ass over here. Then they show up. Okay, I'm on my way. Oh.
Wow.
I mean, come on. Hey, but we needed to get that movie done, man. There were so many times me and Tyler were like, you want to call it quits? Let's do it right now. And we had to sit there and just like, all right, put the pride away. Say, look, we got to be professional. We got to finish this movie. So let's just finish it. I hate you right now, but let's finish the movie. I mean, it was a love-hate situation,
Oh, yes. And then it became more of a hassle later on after, as we already mentioned, releasing it. So, oh, man, yeah. I can't even imagine the stress that all you guys even went through, especially Todd. Oh, my God. That guy.
Well, here's the thing. Again, on top of all that, there was no crew. Again, we were a 3-4 man, whoever showed up. That's how many of us were were working that day. So we had to deal with actors, and some of those actors were a pain in the ass too. I don't want to call everybody out on this, but it was just not a professional thing. And then they saw it that way too, and they rolled their eyes, and obviously they'd never been on a set before, so they kept, why do I got to wait this long? It's like, well, have you ever been on set? You got to. The old joke is, hurry up and wait. When you're on set, you got to wait. You got to wait because you're shooting one side of the set. You shoot everything on that side that you need, and then when you're finished with that, then you move to the other side of the set. You shoot, if that makes any sense. Then you shoot the other side. Like, let's say you shoot all, like we're doing my scenes. So we shoot everything on that side that has me on it, on top of everything else, because it's quicker and cheaper that way. And then when we get that done, then you turn the set around, and then you shoot everything the opposite direction. So there were a lot of actors had to wait, and they were just not, I guess, aware of that, and they would bitch. We had to tell them, hey, you got to wait. So
Wow.
yeah, so it wasn't all fun. And then on top of that, see, when you're on the professional set, you got somebody that deals with that for you. So we had to deal with all that. Like a DP and whatever. I'm not savvy with the names here, like whoever goes and gets you food, whoever deals with the actors, no, we had to deal with it ourselves. So that's what happens when you're like solely independent. You just got to do everything yourselves, and then you go apeshit nuts, and then you get mad at everybody, and then your partner and yourself, you're getting in fights. That's the story. That's what happens. But hey, look, me and Todd are like it brought us together more than ever. But we would be willing, and we are going to work together again, except we're going to do it right next time around. Hopefully we'll have more money. But yeah, the next project that we're looking at is that Switchblade movie that's in the movie.
Ooh, there you go.
Because we're like, well, we can't do a sequel. I mean, we can, but I don't want to get any spoilers alert, but we can't come back in the sequel unless we do a prequel, because you know what happens to me and Todd.
Yep.
So it's like, well, why don't we just do Switchblade? Yeah.
There we go.
So yeah, we actually have an idea, outline of a script for Switchblade. We have a plan, is what I'm saying, but we want to do it right. So just stay tuned for you. You might see something, a hint of the movie.
Ooh. Well,
yeah.
I mean, we Cherokee Creek seemed it was more of a, lesson, like you guys were learning as you go, sort of thing. So so as you do go into this next project, you're gonna know what to actually do better than what you did beforehand, and it would go 10 times that way.
Yeah, what not to do.
Exactly.
When you're putting a movie together. Yeah.
Exactly. Now,
we've been in a lot of independent films, man. I mean, this was our first one together. Like this is ours, but we've been in other ones with somebody else in control, and it was a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare, and a lot of them just gave up on their film. See, that's what we said. Let's not do that. Let's not give up on our film like everyone else did.
Wow.
They give up, man, because it's very stressful. They want to forget about it. They want somebody else to deal with it. They just want to release it, and that's it.
Yep.
It's dead in the water. A lot of them I've been in, dead in the water. Ours, we're Todd especially is a promotion machine. You just got to keep feeding everyone, letting them know. Cherokee Creek. We always say, like, what the fuck would Kiss do or Gene Simmons? Because that guy's a promoting fucking machine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, what would Gene Simmons do, man? He lets everybody know that he's in Kiss, even though we already know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So we do that. We gotta learn from the giants.
Yes, you got to learn from the best, and then you just got to figure out what strategy works. Excuse me, what strategy worked better for you guys? So
exactly, man.
Yeah, and which goes to like the kidnapping themes. I think Todd was saying something along the lines of like, you know, he would have you come over or whatever, and he would just be like, just follow my lead. So
yeah, well, again, you know, he's in control. The guy, I mean, like I said, it's his thing. He knows what he wants, and you know, hey, you know, I'm gonna listen, and if it sounds right to me, which good high percentage of the time it is, you know, a good 90%. You know, again, he's always doing his research. So
right.
With the kidnapper thing, that came by accident. Well, it's like, hey, let's do this. The first thing that we did, I lost my voice. I couldn't talk, so I just followed his lead on that. So that was magic happened right there. It was just like, I'll be the dumb one, you know, where I'm just following him, like, yeah, what he said. So that's how it came about. But the first thing that we ever did, I couldn't even talk, so I just followed his lead on that.
Oh damn!
If that makes sense.
Was that was that the premiere then? Was that for the premiere?
Yeah. Well, the very first one, it was we did some promotional thing, like, hey, why don't we just put our ski masks and do a promotion for the movie, and it just happened to be a day where I lost my voice.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So from that point on, I was just that kind of guy, like just following his lead. You know, I was like, you know, like the sidekick guy.
Yeah. Pretty much agreeing with everything, and just like whatever he does, you do back. Like if he points the gun, you're gonna point the gun. If you agree with whatever, then you're gonna be like, yeah, what he said, and like, yeah.
Yeah, and they'll throw in stupid stuff, you know, like I'm the idiot where I say the wrong thing and he goes, no, that's not what I mean. He'll agree, and go, you know, it's just very comedic, and all that's improvised. It's just that every time he puts the camera on, he goes, all right, well, just like everything else, I don't know what I'm going to say, so just follow my lead. I go, you bet.
I think one of my favorite parts of that is like, I think it was actually on this Blu-ray one, is where Todd goes, oh, you're offended, I'm done, and he walks away, and then you're just like, huh, and then you just raise your gun and you point at it and you go, what am I supposed to do with this? It's just like, oh jeez.
Oh yeah. See, again, all improvised. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. So it's just like he walks off, and I just stayed there, and I go. It just came out of me like, what do I do with this? And I forget what he said. What he said, pointed at the people or something like that. So I pointed at the camera, and I said some stupid shit. I don't know. It was funny.
Oh man. So
shit.
I think from just talking with you, Billy, I mean, I think you probably already answered it, but just to clarify and just to maybe double check myself is, so you would say the hardest thing that you had to shoot for Cherokee Creek would be your sex scene that happened?
No, I mean, that was one of them. The hardest one was getting, like, I think it was like it was the campfire. Having to have everybody there on the same day was difficult because everybody had something to do. So that's why you see a lot of close-ups. So when you see the close-up, that's because not everybody was there, and a good majority of those shoot days were just Todd and another actor, or Todd and some other guy just holding the camera, and then he would set the sound up, and he would just shoot his scenes. That was all him by himself on those days. because not everybody, like again, nobody could be there every night we shot.
Right.
So that was a tough one, the campfire scene.
Gotcha. Heather, you're kind of quiet. So, is there anything you would like to ask Billy about Cherokee Creek or anything in general?
Yeah, we haven't heard from you.
Well, I've just been listening to you two talk, but do you have like a favorite character of like a film that you participated in that you really enjoyed doing?
Yeah, I have a couple. Well, I mean, besides Cherokee Creek, of course, but I played a vampire in a movie. You could actually watch it on Amazon Prime. It's called Nocturna, and that was fun because I've always wanted to be a vampire in a movie, and I finally got to. That was one, and then another one was an independent film that we did, Blood Sombrero. I played a rock star turned thief. Very, very independent film, but that was fun. You work with a gun, and I had guns, and I had to be like a prima donna type, how would you say it? like a rock star, like pizzazz, flamboyant thief, and I had this way of like twirling my guns, and I would wear fur coats and stuff like that. It was really cool. You drive a flashy car. Other than that, all the other ones were just like day players,
Nice.
That makes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, I'm assuming it would have even like their dislike grows, but I mean, is there any type of character that you played, Billy, that you wish you could have portrayed better or done better with?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. God, there's so many movies I've done. Which one? Yeah, there was a couple. I can't really think of. There were independent films. Just you know what? It's like that in all films.
Oh yeah.
And I think Josh Brolin has said it best. You feel like you don't 100% gave it your all or nailed it. And I think a lot of actors don't like seeing themselves like on the screen because of that. I'm guessing, like they just think they could have done it better. I think it's just everybody's like that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff I wish I could have done better.
I'm assuming like your younger work, your younger work.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, like a movie I did with Sean Patrick Flannery, like one of my first films, Mongolian Deathworm. I wish I could have portrayed that more, just, I don't know, over the top or
more believable anyway.
Yeah, just put more oomph into it, I guess. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, well, I don't know, Billy, if you get asked this a lot, but I find this very interesting when I just read your IMDb, but you're related to the great known Edgar Allan Poe?
Yeah, Edgar Allan Poe, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, through my mom's side, my grandfather, that side of the family, we're related. It's a long story.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, we found, okay, so like my mom didn't meet her father when she was like later in life, when she was in her 40s. My mom passed away already, so it's been 5 years she passed away. But when she was in her 40s, she finally found her dad, and we met him, and he gave us a rundown of the family tree, and he had said, "Oh yeah, by the way, you're related to Edgar Allan Poe. He's like a great uncle or something like that.
Wow.
So I ate it up. I'm like, fucking A. I'm related to Edgar Allan Poe. Cool.
Yeah, that had to feel like a great big honor too, because of how well known he really is and stuff. So I just had to ask though, like that had to have been like probably the most jaw dropping news you probably ever found out too, because I mean, if I were told I was like related to somebody well known, I'd probably shit myself, to be honest. I'd be like, wait, what? Like,
yeah, I could imagine.
yeah.
Yeah, I again, I ate that up, and especially later in life, as I'm doing film, I incorporated that character into a movie that I produced, and that I had spoken about earlier, Blood Sombrero.
Okay.
If you watch the movie, my character talks to an imaginary friend, and that is, and we never say it's Edgar Allan Poe, and Todd, surprisingly, Todd played the character in the movie.
Oh.
So it was we called him the poet in the movie, but we made him look like Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, so, wow.
Yeah, so I incorporated that in one of my movies.
That's really cool.
Oh, it was way cool.
So,
I wish the movie was a little bit better than it came out, but it was fun.
Hey, as long as it was fun. I mean, that's what counts. As long as it was fun, I still say it's one of your good works. I mean, if you didn't have fun with it, then I would say it's probably not going to be your favorite one that you'd like to remember. So, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, it was a fun movie. I'm not saying it was fun. It was another one of those productions. Like going through it was a nightmare.
Oh, I bet. But, I can only imagine. But
it's a fun movie.
Oh yeah, I bet. And the one thing I just wanted to touch on, Billy, is like, so what made you want to go into like acting to begin with? Did you do like any classes, or what made you want to portray somebody else?
Well, I did the music thing forever. I mean, ever since I was like in junior high school. So I was already like liking entertainment and performing. But also, I loved movies as a kid, and I had a friend growing up when we were kids. You know, I'm sure every kid's done this. You start playing like Star Wars or whatever movie you watched, you would portray that character, like just having fun playing around. And I would always do that. And me and my buddy of mine growing up, we would always go watch movies, and we watch like Rocky movies, the James Bond movies, Goonies, all that shit growing up. Where it was like the mid-90s, I was like, man, I want to actually try that. So I just took theater in college, and it was fun. I started doing plays, and then I started booking like local independent films, and then I got back into music, and then I didn't do any movies for a long while until this guy picked me up from his roster at some agency that I totally forgot that I was signed up for, and that guy to this day he still represents me. He, because of him, put me on the map. So then it just picked up bigger than ever. It was just like all of a sudden I started getting like national stuff because of this guy. You know, I got my first national commercial, and that's when the snowball effect happened. Then after that I got Jordan Hex, Mongolian Deathworm, Machete, The Last Stand, Machete Kills. It just started, rolling into, just bigger, better stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, it was just sheer luck.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I've only acted in one short film. It's like I call it a short film just because like it's more of like a anthology in a way. But I played the cameraman in the found footage film called Dead Static, which is free on YouTube. But
oh wow, you got to send me that link.
I will do that. I'll do that right after this interview for you.
Thank you. Yeah, cool.
And that is actually based off of real haunted places here in my home state of Vermont. So they just took some fiction, like they took real eyewitness account and we made a story out of it. Or they did, I should say. So it was real. Wow. Yeah, so well, like...
That's how you get good stories, man, from real life events or whatever.
Yeah. And I'll just say this because I don't want to say too much yet, but Tessa and I will probably be helping the guy that did that film on their next upcoming project, and that's all I'm gonna say right now because I don't know what I can really say too. So
yeah, I totally get it, man.
Yeah, I know.
I hope it works.
Yeah. Yeah, just like you with 3 from Hell, man. But no, Billy, I mean, honestly, I think I want to say I covered everything that I wanted to ask you, but is there anything that I didn't get to or Tessa didn't get to, even though she maybe asked like that one thing, but is there anything that you feel like I haven't touched on, or do you think we're okay?
Well, I can't help it when I are on the same wavelengths.
Well, you can still just, pop in and be like, hey, I want to ask this next question. I'll be like, okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I mean,
my band, I still do that. I do music. I'm gonna do an album. We did a little tour just recently, and we're gonna do another tour coming up in the fall. We're opening up for, speaking of Rob Zombie, his brother's band, Power Man 5000.
Power Man 5000? Nice.
Yeah. We're opening up for them. Yeah, man. Junk is the name. We got a few videos on YouTube that Todd directed, of course. And yeah, man, just check it out. We're on Spotify. Trying to get on the radio. We're on some radio stations.
You'll have to send me a link and I'll definitely check it out.
I will send you a link. Absolutely, I'll send you the videos.
There you go. Yeah, that works for me too. Yeah, now
like the opening credit and the ending credit on Cherokee Creek. That's my band.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that rock music. That's me.
Huh. I think we were wondering who that was, and then when Shazam was like, can't find the result, I was like, well, I guess they made it for the movie, I guess. So, I don't know.
Yeah, both. I wrote it for the movie, and then we perform it live. Oh, we actually have videos. We have videos for those songs, which are pretty fun. And Todd directed those.
Oh.
I'll send you the link.
Yeah, I think I have seen one then, now that you mention it. Yeah.
Wait, you guys got the Blu-ray?
Yeah, we do.
All right, one of the videos is on there. It's called the Sasquatch.
Yep. Yeah, that's the video I've seen then. The Sasquatch.
That's my band.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Well, Billy, real quick is I know you've been promoting Cherokee Creek and stuff, and which if people listening don't already know, but besides finding it on VOD, you can find the Blu-ray, as we were just talking about, from Scream Team releasing. There's also a limited edition of Cherokee Creek for VHS I saw. So there's definitely some goodies.
Yes, I got me a copy. It's so cool. I mean, that you can get a VHS cassette, but we had some limited edition and it's sold out. But what I understand is if you request one on the website, that they'll make you one.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool.
Yeah, and then you can get a signed poster from us, signed DVD, and if you're in the Dallas area, you can actually buy it from me or Todd. You know, we'll meet up with you and sell it to you, sign it. We'll sell it to you for $20.
Wait a minute, the DVD is $20, so. Oh.
If you want a picture, that's an extra 20.
Right? So, geez,
I could. The Blu-ray for 20, but I won't charge you for a picture.
There you go. Well, Billy, I appreciate you being here too, and just for if you would like to plug any of your social media where people can find you to keep up with all your upcoming project. And speaking of project, is there any type of project besides Three from Hell that you can talk about that we can expect to see from you in the future?
What do I got coming up? I guess some independent film that are in the works. I always like those. I got a TV show I got booked on. I'll talk about that when after we shoot it, because I don't want to jinx it. And in the film business, you never know when you are going to be on, in the big screen or little screen until it comes out, and then you're like, oh well, they didn't delete me. They could always delete you, or like it didn't work, or like my first big movie I did. I remember they said, oh, you were horrible. But I was like, well, nobody directed me like the way they wanted me to. But
right.
I have a few. I do have a few things coming out. I would say just follow me on like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and that's Billy Blair. And some of it, I think like the URL, I have it Billy Blair 2, which is it's like a Roman numeral 2. And that's the reason why I put that is so they could find me easier. And that's my SAG name, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
But follow me on those platforms, and then I'll talk about it when I'm ready.
There you go.
And then you could also follow my band, Junk, on all platforms of those. Junk TX is the URL name. You could also find us on Reverb Nation, Spotify as well. And there you go.
Nice. Well, once again, Billy, I appreciate your time and thank you so much. And we'll have to definitely have you back on again so we can talk Three from Hell and possibly others.
And I'll definitely do more talking in that one, even if I have to like nudge Paul to let me talk.
Or you can just host it. Then you can just do all the talking. And then yeah, exactly. But yeah, Billy Blair, everybody, make sure to definitely check out Cherokee Creek. Make sure to check out any of his other work, like Machete. Great film as well.
Thank you.
From Hell, I know everybody's going to be talking about that pretty soon, especially in the next 48 hours once the trailer releases. Everybody's going to be blowing up with that. So a lot of good actors in that one too coming. So make sure you check those out. And I guess for now is just make sure that if you go camping, do not have sex in the woods. Man, this is almost like a repeat like last time as we were talking about. But don't have sex in the woods, don't ejaculate, and
don't defecate either.
Like don't masturbate out in the woods because you never know what you're gonna piss off, even if it's like Bigfoot or something else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then
you'll get your balls ripped off literally if you watch the movie.
Change your whole perspective on going camping and screwing out in the woods.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Because you just don't want that scent in the air. But thank you so much, listeners, for your time of listening to us, and hopefully having a good time listening to Billy about his experiences and more. And until then, I was Paul Dosky with my lovely fiance,
Tessa Baker.
and like always, everybody, make sure to stay scary.